What's going on, Alabama fans? This is Brandon Williams, aka Fresh, COO of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And y'all know you don't necessarily hear from me. I've been behind the scenes doing a lot of things with the brand. I used to write articles a long time ago, giving a lot of perspective articles, column type articles and whatnot. And with us trying to elevate for 2022, I thought I might just come out of semi-retirement, so to speak, even though I'm not retired, but semi-retirement in terms of giving some sort of content and maybe give y'all a little bit of some nuggets and pieces of my mind as it relates to Alabama football. So here lately, a huge topic has been Agiye Hall, and I know I'm probably not saying his name correctly, but I think that Nick Saban and this entire staff has a lot of work on their hands as it relates to him. And I know a lot of fans are kind of torn or split with some of his actions, primarily on Twitter, where he's been extremely vocal. You kind of mentioned, I know Steven's mentioned about his cryptic tweets. We put some content out relaying what he's been saying and posting. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to pile on the guy, especially since he's technically still not a grown adult. I don't really want to talk about, kids in that manner, unless it's a coach. You probably hear me give a little bit more of a critique or harsher critique. But what I will say is that Nick Saban and this staff have a lot of things to work out for Agiye in this spring. And what I actually think is ultimately going to happen is he's going to be forced to either put up or shut up. And I think he's probably on the fence of being off the team more so than being on. I think that he is deep in the doghouse. And I think the only reason why he played in the national championship game was because you're down two receivers, somewhat three, because JoJo Earl was gone for primarily half of the season. And he had just gotten back for the playoffs, and you kind of needed anybody that was available to be able to play, and he just so happened to be that guy that was, obviously talented enough, but probably had been involved in the preparations at some point throughout the season, and you had really no choice but to go ahead and just throw him out there. And we all saw what happened. He made a couple plays, but he also left quite a few on the field as well, which most certainly did not appease the Alabama fans. And when you have a guy who is unhappy, who has made comments about his commitment to the team, whether he wants to be there, whether he's feeling treated fairly or not, those things as a coach you would prefer to stay in-house and not leave room for speculation, because now, you have to keep defending and now this is a distraction. And Nick Saban, no coach, but Nick Saban does not like distractions. He doesn't need distractions. He has 4-star and 5-star athletes at every single position. And at the receiver position, especially, it's you just can't argue it. So bringing in Jermaine Burton from the transfer portal was a huge indicator that Nick Saban, the offensive coaching staff, are willing and ready to move on from anybody who is not bought in. And that includes Mr. Hall. And what he's going to have to try to figure out is whether he wants to continue on at Alabama or put his name into the transfer portal as well. And I believe with this latest tweet, which again, all of them have been cryptic, so you never really know exactly what he's saying. But with this latest tweet, I believe that the writing is on the wall. I think Nick Saban has told him, and we actually reposted on our Twitter. Make sure you check that out. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you're not following us on Twitter or social media, please make sure you do that. Twitter, TD Alabama Mag. Instagram, TD Alabama Mag. But make sure you do that so you can catch us on every single platform. But we uploaded a video of about 2 or 3 years ago. He was speaking at a clinic at the Coliseum, and Coleman Coliseum, sorry. And what he said was that you use the spring practice to get the right guys on the bus and get the wrong guys off the bus. I mean, I don't know of any other way that to put that, and I'm sure he's reiterated that every single year. Who are the guys that want to be here? Who's the guys who don't want to be here? If for whatever reason this is the way you want to do business, whether it's you or anybody else, we don't need it, and you can leave. Because I don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. We're trying to win a championship. We let one slip away and just a couple months ago. We need to make sure that we don't let that same stuff happen, because we almost didn't even make it. The Auburn game, they screwed that one up, Auburn that is, and Alabama was able to come back and, you know, vie for an SEC championship, win the SEC championship, and get into the playoffs. So a lot of factors really played into their hands, but they can't let things go to chance in 2022. And I'm sure that has been the sense of urgency from Nick Saban. So when you have that type of message, if you're not on board, I don't think we're going to see too many instances from whether it's Agiye Hall or anybody else where it's like, okay, if this is how you want to do business, fine, go somewhere else and do it, because I'm not going to put up with it. We're not going to put up with it, and you can take your chances elsewhere. So when you have a tweet that says, y'all will miss me, or whatever it said, you know, again, I don't know what that means. I mean, he had a tweet that said, I hate Agiye Hall, which turned out to be a NBA Youngboy song. But again, here it is. We have to try to decode exactly what he's saying. And if I'm a coach, I'm not trying to decode this. I don't have time to wonder what he's saying. I don't have time to call you in my office every time you tweet something, say, Agiye, what's this, man? Like, what are you trying to say? At some point, I'm like, okay, you said enough. If this is how you want to continue to conduct business, these are your options. Either you can stop the tweeting, come to practice and play, and figure out if you want to be a part of this team, or you can keep tweeting, but go tweet somewhere else. And I'll be honest, I believe that is actually something that is going to eventually be, is going to come to a head very, very quickly. And it's either going to be put up or shut up. If I had to guess at where we stand now, it's going to be very hard for me to believe that Agiye Hall is going to be on the Alabama football roster come fall camp. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, make sure you're following us on all the other social media platforms. We also have content on our website that you need to make sure that you're always checking out. Make sure you're sharing. Invite others to our page. If you know the Alabama fan, send them links that you have enjoyed. Send them the link to Steven's show, Justin's show. We also have some things with Pat that's coming soon as well. And make sure you're always making sure that you're staying on top of what we have. So with that said, this is Mr. COO signing off, aka Fresh. I will see y'all another time. Maybe if you're liking this, leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoy this type of content, and who knows, I might see if I can do this on the regular. But I will see y'all on another video. Take care.